AthChat hosted their second mayoral debate on Saturday. I'm going to fact-check 5 claims made by the candidates. You ready? Claim number 1 has to do with homelessness and the idea that people are dropped off in Athens from other counties.
But the fact of the matter is people are being dropped off.
It should not be the responsibility of the taxpayer in this community to take care of folks that come from other places.
According to the 2025 point-in-time count, only 12% of homeless individuals surveyed said they'd lived in Athens for less than 6 months. The vast majority have lived here for over 6 years. Don't get me wrong, a large number of people experiencing homelessness do come to Athens every year to seek resources. But, according to the evidence, these people generally leave Athens fairly quickly. So, Mara Zuniga and Dexter Fisher's focus on this small part of the overall problem warrants a half-true rating at best. Claim number 2 has to do with funding from the American Rescue Plan.
Back during COVID, this community received $57 million of federal money. You all had the opportunity to deal with the homeless situation and the housing situation, and you didn't do that. You squandered most of the money that came from ARPA.
Did the ACC Commission waste most of the ARPA money before Dexter Fisher took office? I can't judge the truth of an opinion, if that's all this is. But I find this line of attack on Denson to be pretty strange. Most of the ARPA money on homelessness, $5 million, was allocated by the Commission in January of 2024, when Fisher had been in office for over a year. Fisher voted yes. Now, Denson did support $2.5 million for the First Step homeless encampment, which did have a reputation of being a waste of money. But Fisher had his hands on a lot of the ARPA money. I think a lot of that was well spent. But either way, Fisher's claim is mostly false. Claim number 3 is about student housing. Does it cause displacement?
We have a problem with student housing. The more student housing we build, the more implications that has for our community. Taxes go up, neighborhoods are impacted.
We can't continue to build student housing. And then you leave out our residents that live here.
I'm telling you, this is a problem for communities that are being displaced.
Look, people are being displaced, that's a fact. But I can't find any evidence that new housing is the cause. Just the opposite. Increasing the supply of housing tends to lower the price. NYU's Furman Center has actually looked into these kinds of claims from skeptics and found that new housing construction can actually reduce rents or slow their growth. Now, it can also be associated with gentrification. But housing has not been shown, typically, to cause displacement by itself. So, new student housing can definitely bring problems like noise and traffic. It can be part of the gentrification process. But regarding displacement specifically, which is the main thing I feel that Fisher, Zuniga, and Gant are concerned about, there's no evidence for that. Just the opposite. I'm going to rank these statements as mostly false. Continuing on the topic of student housing, it's time for claim number 4. In this one, Fisher argues that we don't need any more student housing because UGA intends to cap the growth of the student body.
We're overbuilt on student housing, y'all. Don't make no mistake about it. UGA is only going to grow 1% per year when they look at their student population. They are building more dorms on that campus.
It's clear that Fisher is referring to an enrollment management plan that UGA created recently and has posted on their website. I can't tell you if UGA will abide by this plan, but it's a real plan that's out there. From what I can tell, this claim is true. The final claim is from Lakeisha Gant, who argues that commissioners have failed to allow modular homes on their agenda.
There are opportunities on Tuesdays when action is taken for this information and these actions to be brought forth before the commission. And we've been in the positions to be able to bring this modular home community to our agenda, but we have not done that. So what I'm asking you to do, you have to listen very carefully to what people say they are going to do when they've had time to do it.
It's true that it's taken far too long for this to happen, but I find it puzzling that Gant is making this claim now. The Planning Commission has modular homes on their agenda right now. And, by the way, individual commissioners have very little ability to actually bring proposals like this forward in Athens' system of government. Agenda control is a power of the mayor, almost exclusively. So Gant's claim here is mostly false. Now, if the commission votes it down when they finally do see it, obviously that would change things. Okay, thanks for watching. You can see the full debate on my YouTube channel.